Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Carain Yeung.
And I'm Raymond Yeung. Here are tonight's top stories. Mainland tourists flock to city via Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, but nearby attractions struggle to cope.
Celebrity analysts accused of duping people out of millions in investment scheme.
And 15 dead and dozens injured in highway pile-up in Gansu.
More visitors poured into Hong Kong via the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge today. As of 4 p.m., over 50,000 people used the Hong Kong port, an increase of 25% compared to last Sunday.
The mega bridge also brought huge crowds to Tung Chung, as many travelers lined up for a cable car ride. Yupina Ng reports.
For the second Sunday since the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge opened, the Hong Kong port was packed with mainland tour groups. Most of them came from Zhuhai this morning just to experience the bridge and did not plan to venture into the city. These tourists said the port-to-port bus trip was short and quick, but the 40-minute wait at the mainland border killed the joy. I thought joining a tour would make things easier, but it was just more chaotic and crowded at the mainland border, she said. Those who did leave the port went to Tung Chung. This created huge crowds. Many travelers lined up for a cable car ride at the Ngom Ping 360 terminal, which was the closest tourist spot from the bridge's Hong Kong port. At its peak, passengers had to wait for an hour and a half to get a ticket and another 30 minutes afterwards to hop on a cable car. That was almost double the usual wait time. I didn't expect the crowd, this father from the mainland said. It's pretty tiring, but I'm doing it for the kids. This mainland tourist said she thought the crowd proved the cable car was popular and would continue to wait. But not everyone was as patient. I plan on going somewhere else. I don't want to wait, this man said. But if he went to this shopping mall 12 minutes from the terminal, he would not have escaped the crowds. An open area outside the mall became an assembly point for tour groups before they departed for the mainland. So what did tourists think after spending a day in Tung Chung? Crowded, this man said. Long queues started to form at Port's departure hall again in the afternoon as travelers lined up for shuttle buses for Zhuhai or Macau. To avoid a repeat of the messy situation last weekend, where thousands of passengers were stuck in line for hours, the Travel Industry Council had set up a booking system for tour operators to pre-book coaches departing from Hong Kong. Around 3,000 seats were pre-booked in advance. As a result, the queue moved quicker. Yupina, HKIBC.
Investors have accused an internet celebrity of duping them out of $3.2 million for a cryptocurrency cloud mining investment.
The Democratic Party, who is helping the victims, called the contract terms evil. The Democratic Party presented 12 cryptocurrency investors to the media today, who claimed they had been cheated by an internet celebrity selling investments. They were lured by promises of sizable returns that would happen within months. The investors subsequently invested in cloud mining schemes. Cloud mining allows for Bitcoin mining, which utilizes a remote data center with shared processing power. This enables users to mine Bitcoins or other cryptocurrencies without managing the hardware. The investors were told that the returns would be so sizable and that it would change their lives and lives of the next 2 generations of their family. But that never materialized. He's an internet celebrity who also hosted radio shows. We all trusted him, this woman said. After investing $300 million, $200 million of which was from loans, she says she was only receiving a daily return of $7. This man invested $300,000 in May and has only made $100 since. He said he was forced to postpone his wedding and purchase of a home. The Democratic Party said victims had invested a total of $3.2 million. Each of them invested between $10,000 and $600,000. Their money is locked until it reaches the agreed-upon return of their investments. The investment was advertised by internet celebrity Raymond Yeung. He encouraged investors to buy mining contracts from investment company Secret Technology. Both Yeung and Secret Technology could not be reached for comment. District Councillor Raymond Yeung, who was also a chartered financial analyst, accused the internet celebrity of misleading investors by exaggerating the return and failing to disclose his ties with the company. He said the contract terms were evil. By signing the contract, investors waived their right to a trial and disputes could only be taken to Britain for arbitration. Class action lawsuits are also banned. The party urged the government to step up regulations of cryptocurrencies. It has also filed a complaint with the Securities and Futures Commission. Some victims have also alerted the police.
Financial Secretary Paul Chan indicated there could be stricter regulations on crypto asset investments on the way. In his weekly blog, Chan said virtual assets posed significant risks to investors, as they could double as a platform for money laundering. The Securities and Futures Commission will impose measures, such as new licensing conditions on firms which manage or intend to manage portfolios investing in virtual assets. Meanwhile, firms which distribute funds for virtual asset investments will have to register with the Commission first. Chan added that the Commission will closely monitor the operation of such firms and determine the next step forward. In a first, police have seized $13 million worth of drugs hidden inside crane components.
They said syndicates were getting more creative in trying to hide drugs.